Hari Om. The last session we left something on the three things I talked about: the reality, actuality, and truth. And I left the session with a question to all of you, the divine souls, listening to this and seeing this video, on what is the difference between reality, actuality, and truth. And all three are really different, but they're interlinked very closely. I give an example of a tree. A tree, all three are same because the seed is grown as a plant and then a tree. It grows, it operates, it functions, it breathes, and it also blooms with flower, branches, and finally it gives fruits. So that's reality. So reality, actuality, and truth, as far as the tree is concerned, is the same. But when it comes to us, it is not the same. But they are very closely interlinked. So the question comes to many of us: is thought in its basic form is consciousness? My answer will be yes. But when you look at the function of a life on its own, if a seed of truth is planted, it must operate, it must grow, it must function, everything on its own. So, truth, in fact, is a pathless land. So, when you look at the other aspect of the truth, true or false, both true or false are embedded in our consciousness. So, how do we discriminate these things to take decisions in life depending on your power that you get from the way you're looking at life? Radiant divinities, beloved children of God, and pilgrims on this earth plane. I talked about my guru, Swami Chidananda. A guru is a totally different person when it comes to the consciousness of an individual. A guru is an awakener, is an inspirer, and with a purpose. And if you look at it, has to result in actionable things in your life. So, guru is a guide who does actionable things. Why do we have to have action? Is very, very clear. We have to reach the highest use of all possibilities of life. And that is possible only and only when you choose a guru who can give that kind of knowledge and also take you to the right path. A sincere seeking soul must engage continuously, especially if you want to do spiritual sadhana. The sadhana, a word sadhana, is used or misinterpreted in many ways by many people. A sadhana must be performed without any sense of abhimana, that is ego, I call it. So if you really want to perform a sadhana, you must give up ego first. That's the first step. So there's a great saying that Maham Karta Hari Karta Tvat Puja Karma Chakhipa. That means I am not the doer. Lord Hari or a superpower, whatever you call it, is a doer. That is the way you can actually seek and then learn in life. The second thing, when you talk about life, must understand the spiritual sadhana. It goes hand in hand. Like life is not an emergency at all. So this epitomizes the essential message of spiritual sadhana. You must take step by step. You must be calm and you should be always composed to do sadhana in life. So you can't have extremes in your life, the way of your thinking and the behavior and the thought process, everything has to calm down first. And there are various ways of doing it. All the secular sciences left the phenomenon of man unexplained. It's an interesting fact. We talk so much about science, but still we are searching the purpose of life. We are also searching the origin of man. There could be some science and fictions and other things. No, I'm not getting into that. The two basic questions on this is phenomenon, the origin and the destination of mankind. That is still a question mark. No science has ever talked about it on the purpose of life. So when I talk about how to understand life, there are many definitions of life and there are many dimensions of life. But let's not get into those scientific terms or even philosophical terms for that matter. At least let us understand two things. One is life, and the second is the universe in which we live. So if you understand both life and universe, probably you are into your first step of spiritual path. Sadhana, in my view, is of fourfold. So sadhana involves viveka, vairagya, and shat sampatti and mumukshutva. So when I use this Sanskrit terminologies, I'll just give a little bit explanation of this thing to take it further. We will dwell upon this in detail in our future videos. The first one is viveka, is nothing but the ability to differentiate between few things in life which will make a huge difference in your spiritual path. So the discrimination power is viveka. And vairagya is all about the faith you have in whatever you do. And then the rest of the things I will explain to you. And it goes beyond that when you want to really achieve the goals of life. And the first one is called Shama. The second one is called Dhamma. And Uparati is the third one. And Titiksha is the fourth one. Shraddha, the faith you want to have in whatever path you're taking. And you achieve Samadhana and Mumukshutva, which I talked about earlier. All these things are possible in our life. If you really understand the two basic questions, the phenomenon I talked about, one is the origin and the destination, that is life and the universe, and how both are interconnected, and what, as human beings, we are supposed to do in this birth. Thank you very much for listening to this video and seeing the video, and God bless you all. Hari Om Tat Sat.